morning and welcome to Mindful Movement with AARP Alabama. I'm your host, Judy Mannings, and today's session is with Health Educator Jerri Haslem. Folks, we want to remind you that AARP is empowering people to choose how they live as they age. AARP is a nonpartisan 501c4 organization with more than 420 members in Alabama. AARP's role is to advocate on their behalf, all of them, without regard to politics. Since the pandemic began, AARP Alabama has continued to provide opportunities for people to stay engaged from home. Mindful Movements provides an opportunity for you to keep moving in the safety of your own home. Hi, Jerri. What do
Good
we have
morning.
planned for us today?
Good morning. We are going to do strength work in the chair, which we're sitting a lot. We're on a lot of Zoom meetings, but we're going to do strength while sitting. So that will be our treat for today.
You know, you bring up a very important point about sitting and on Zooms and just looking at TV or whatever. So I feel confident you're going to really bring out some good information for us today. But folks, remember, before you begin any exercise routine, you should consult with your physician to be sure it's safe to participate. All right, Jerri, let's get started.
Thank you so much, Judy. Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining me today while we're sitting. And of course, we are sitting a lot. We have meetings, we have Zooms, we have all kinds of things. But I want you to understand that we can move while we're sitting and we can also incorporate strength from sitting in the chair. So, what I would like for you to do, first of all, relax and give me that smile. If you're sitting in a chair that has wheels, I want you to take a little bit of caution with that because I don't want you to roll. I would like for you to be in a stationary, stable chair. So what I'd like for you to do, if you have a back on your chair, I want you to slide up so your back is not on the chair itself, okay? And when I say it's not on the back, you're using your back to stand up tall from your hips up. So you are now the back of your chair yourself, okay? So you're not holding your breath. You're engaging your abdominals. That strength work is right there. And what I want you to do right here, think about your belly button. I want you to pull it in, and I want you to ever so lightly take your feet off of the floor. They're not up very high. I'm grazing the floor with my feet. My abs are in, but I'm using my abdominals to do it. It is very, very controlling to do that. And you may actually shake a little bit. You may want to hold your breath, but don't. Now put those feet back down. That is an ever so slightly move. And it doesn't matter if you're able to take your feet off of the floor or not. What I want you to do is engage your abs. This is your strength, okay? Your hands are just relaxed. You're going to simply take your feet ever so slightly off of the floor. Your abdominals are in. Think about someone, your belly button, and you're just engaging those abs, that lower part of that abdominal. Your feet are just literally grazing the floor. Now we're going to put them down. When I say we're moving those feet, they're not coming up high like that. It's just a light lift. It's strength, it's abdominals, and again, don't hold your breath when you do that, okay? So now, let's sit up nice and tall. And sometimes you don't realize when you're sitting up, that's going to engage and get those muscles, wake them up. Sometimes, myself included, we're just sitting in a chair, we're just kind of leaned back. I want you to sit up, no slouching, sit up. And when you do that, turn on those abdominals. Give me that strength right there. Now, right here, we're going to do this 2 more times. Right here, let's do it. Let's take those feet off the floor. You immediately engage those abs. That strength is right there. You got the strength, and it's amazing. You're strong. There you go. And I've got that smile. It doesn't even look like you're moving, and you should be, but you may be shaking. You can do this if you were on a call. And you're like, let me just give me some intentional work while I'm sitting here on a call. This is ever so slightly the look. No one, they're not even knowing you're doing it. Now put those feet on the floor. That is the equivalent of that abdominal work. A lot of times you've seen this where people will lay on the floor and they'll do a plank and they'll engage their abs. You may not feel comfortable getting on the floor, but you still want to get that strength. You still want to get that abdominal work. You're in the chair, and guess what? You can still pull that off. So I want us to do this once again, okay? Again, you're sitting up nice and tall. And you know, if you've ever done my class one time or several, I require a smile. Yes, thank you. Give me that smile. Don't hold your breath. Sit up nice and tall and take those feet ever so slightly off of the floor. We're going to pull that belly button in. Let's try to hold this for a few more seconds, really engaging that core. This is our planks, in a sense, in a chair. Making those abdominals wake up, giving that strength. There you go. Now put them on the floor. Now, if you did that, or if you didn't do it, I want you to understand, why are we doing this? What is the benefit? Why are we doing this, Jerri? How does this help us in our everyday functional activity, keeping that core strong? It also is going to help us when we're walking, when we're standing, when we're doing all of these things, to have that core engaged and strong. So that's one thing that I want you to do. Again, you could be watching television, you could be on a call. Think about sitting up nice and tall, okay? Let's also think about a full body abdominal with that. I told you you were not using the back of your chair. So I'm going to slide a little bit closer to the front of the chair, which will allow me to lean back. Now, when I lean back, again, if you're in a chair with wheels, I want you to be a little, just take your time, or maybe not even do this. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to engage my abdominals, and I'm just going to lean back. And then I'm going to come up. And when I do this, it's that strength work with my abdominals. Now, if I want to, I can take my hands across my waist and just lean back and come up. Or I can take my hands across my chest. And this would be the equivalent of a sit-up, but you're not on the floor and you're not going all the way back. You have some support. So if you're thinking, I'm not really comfortable doing a sit-up, I'm not really comfortable doing strength to work my abdominals, you can modify and do all of these things from the chair. So what we're going to do now, again, you can let your hands be by your side, you can have them around your waist, or you can take your hands across your chest, and you're simply going to lean back and come up. It's a slight move. It's flat. It's just like you're your own little board, okay? Strength, abdominals. And this is what I'm going to tell you and remind you. Don't hold your breath. Oh my gosh. When we say sit up nice and tall, sometimes we're just like, hold our breath. Don't do that. I want you breathing. I want you to be able to enjoy this. This is not punishment, okay? Let's try this, and let's try to do 6 of these. Okay? If your hands are by your side, around your waist, or if your hands are just across your shoulders, let's do 6. Let's go back. It is 6. It is 5. It is 4. 3. Strong work. Those abdominals. 2. Give me one more, please. And 1. There you go. I hope that you understand that you can do those without your hands being crossed. That's just another level. And if we wanted to, we could take our arms straight out in front of us and just lean back. There are so many different ways we can modify this move. And if we wanted to do a little bit, we could raise our arms up higher, higher, higher. And again, we're just going back and we're coming up. Okay? Strength work, strong work, using nothing but your abdominals, and you're in the chair. This move right here, we're going to hold this move at first, okay? This can be a little tricky. I'm going to tell you, if you're not comfortable or if your chair is not stable. I don't want you to try it. I just want you to watch me if you don't have a chair that's stable. And if you have chairs with rollers on it, don't do this move, okay? What we're going to do is strength work, just holding our body, or we could also do tricep dips. We don't have to have a bench at a gym. We could use our chair. We could use the sofa. We could use whatever where we're comfortable putting our hands out there and just holding our body, okay? So what I would do, I'm just going to slide, trusting myself. My hands are secure on my chair, and I'm just going to slide my body off of it and come down and up. Now, remember, you don't have to come down and up. You can just come out and hold that body weight, okay? Just holding it. It will give you an amazing workout. Working the backs of the arms, keeping that back straight, and then just sliding back to that chair. That move, I don't want you to do it if your chair is not stable. If you're in a chair that has wheels on it, let me say that again. Don't do that move. This is for you when you're in a chair that's solid, okay? Using this for your strength, abdominals, as well as upper body. So again, feeling comfortable, holding on to the chair, making sure you got a good grip. You don't have to even do dips. You can just walk your feet out and hold your body weight. I will tell you that so often, myself included, it's like, I've got to have my weights. Well, who cares? You can use your own body. You can use a water bottle. You can use a canned good. Your strength can come in so many different forms. You don't need that. I tell you, why go buy something when you've got this body? You can utilize it. So hold on to that chair. Get comfortable. It can be uncomfortable when you're not solid in your feet. So I'm going to take my feet out. I'm simply holding on to the chair, okay? And I'm just going to walk my hips out from the chair, holding my body up, taking my body down. My legs are out, and I'm just simply doing dips in the chair. A very strong and strenuous move, and I can do more or less of them, or I can just hold my body weight, okay? And push that up. If you're not comfortable doing that, just walk out and hold yourself out. Again, working your arms, working especially the triceps, the back of your arms when you do that move, okay? All from the chair. So now I'm going to take myself out, holding on to that chair again, giving me that smile, okay? And when I take my feet out, I'm going to take them out a little bit wide, maybe even as wide as the chair, holding on to the chair and just coming out, holding my body weight. Holding it, not even a dip, just holding my body weight with my arms on the chair. I could dip down and come back up halfway and hold it. Understand, sometimes just holding your body would be the strength, and that's all that you need. Push it back up, okay? Things you're doing while someone may say, hey, let's have a 5-minute break. You can stand up or you can stay in the chair. You can still utilize and move that body, okay? Let's think about those legs, the bottom part. Although we're sitting, let's think about what are we doing with that? Where is our move coming with that strength, okay? I'm halfway in my chair, and I'm gonna just lift my foot, my leg off of the floor. I'm sitting up nice and tall, and I'm gonna use my hip to do it. Not my foot. My foot comes up, but because I'm utilizing the strength of my hip, it's just an isometric move. Just picking that leg up and just hold it. Try to hold it, let's say, give me 4 to 10 seconds. Just holding it. Give me that strength work in that hip right there. There you go. I'm not leaning back. I'm sitting straight up, and I'm going to place that foot on the floor. Now, what I will tell you, sometimes we may think it's my foot, it's my ankle, it's my leg, but actually that is coming from your hip. Those body parts move, but it's just like holding it up. So it'll be the same thing if I put something in my hand and my hand is not doing the lifting, my arm is, but my hand moves. So I want you to think about that body awareness when we're working different parts of the body. One part may move, but it's just really being carried by another part, okay? Let's go with that same leg. Let's take that leg, that foot, we're lifting it up from the hip. It's our strength right there. We can engage that body with strength just by holding it, just by holding something. Not always moving to work a body part. There we go. And put it back down. I promise you, if you pick that up from that hip, you can see the engaging of that muscle. And again, don't get confused and thinking, oh, my foot is doing it. No, I'm going to ask you this. Have you ever went to pick up something and it was much lighter than you anticipated or much heavier, and you had to change the grip in your arm, not in your hand? So you may pick up a cup and thinking, oh, this cup is heavy, but it's so light, you just flick it up. And that's because that's that muscle coming from your arm, not your hand, okay? Let's go to the other side. Let's balance that thing out. Let's think about that hip, how strong you are, you're walking, and let's just pick that up and hold it. And this is what I tell people, we are so conditioned to think if we're not doing fast, moving, we're not doing anything. That's not necessarily the case. Holding something can work you in an amazing way. Just with the hold, a lift and a hold, not even just holding it, holding that body part right there. There we go. Let's place it back on the floor. Engaging your hips, engaging your lower body, moving it in ways that are totally different, making sure that strength, you're strong in those areas. We're going to do it again, okay? Let's pick it up. Pick it up. There we go. My back is straight. I'm not using the back of the chair. I've got that smile because I love it. I love the way you smile. That's right. That's it. Hold it for me. There we go. Now put it back on the floor, okay? That is a strength that you're doing when you do those things. Now, if you're comfortable and if you're not, again, in a chair that's rolling, we're going to just put both of those things together to kind of give us a full strength abdominal front body workout when we do that. So remember how I'm in the chair, and remember how I went and I leaned back and came up, and remember how I sat there and I had my feet just up slightly off, engaging my abs. What if we put all of that together? Okay, just amazing strength when we do that. So what you can do, you can leave your arms by your side, or if you want to, you can take them out, which is going to be a little bit more challenging, and you're going to come up. And when I do that, I've got my feet together. They slightly come off of the floor. I'm pulling in my abdominals. I'm not holding my breath. I know you're like, Jerri, I just keep adding to it. I know, but those are the things where we can add on, we can switch it, we can change it to really engage the strength of that body, okay? We can have our hands by our side. It does not matter. It's what makes you feel amazing and accomplished. Again, I'm into accomplishments, not punishment. So I want this to feel good for you when you do it. So we're going to lean back. Remember that one? We're going to take our feet up. Remember that one? And we're going to put them together. How about my feet are up and I'm leaning back and I'm taking my arms out and I'm not holding my breath. There we go. Holding those abdominals, that strength, using my back for my back, not for the back of the chair. My feet are ever so slightly off of the floor and I'm not holding my breath. I am strong. There we go. Now come back and just put it down. Wow. I know. Little bitty moves, putting them together like blocks or whatever. We're just connecting them to give ourselves even more strength. Okay? So again, you can hold that. That could be your plank. That could be your sit-up. That could be your strength work when we're coming off of the chair. These are the kinds of things that I encourage you to turn on your favorite music, because sometimes when you hear that song, you feel like, oh my goodness, I can do this for forever. Put on your favorite music and challenge yourself. Or if you're watching television, it's like, you know what? The next commercial, I'm going to do this. Or if you're on a meeting, let me try that. So let's take that move and let's do a couple of those 4 bodies with that strength. And let's see if we can hold those for, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds or something like that, okay? Again, it doesn't have to be a long amount of time. It's what's comfortable for you. Challenging, but not punishment. Okay? How about that? So let's take those feet up. We're going to lean back and we're going to extend the arms out. And we're just going to hold it. We're looking up. We're engaged. We're not holding our breath. We never want to do that. There we go. We're in control of this. Let's go about 3 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. And bring it in. That is strength. That is being strong without using a weight. Again, grab a canned good if you want to. Do your biceps. Do your triceps. Use the chair for your strength. Okay? Use it to hold your legs up, just slightly off, engaging your abs. Do you see what I'm saying? So how about if we put maybe a couple of these things together, and I say maybe do about 5 minutes altogether just from the things that we've learned. Let's do a few on each side and make it a full, I guess, a full cycle of the pieces that we just learned, okay? So let's start with leaning back. Let's do 8 of those. It's 8, 7, 6, 5. That ab is engaged. 4 is 3. It's 2. It's 1. And I did those with just my hands in front of me. They could have been closer or they could have been across my shoulders. There are modifications and options that you can choose when you do that. So now let's sit up nice and tall, and let's just simply take our feet up and hold it. And let's go hold it, put it down. Let's engage it again. Let's pick them up and put them down. Let's do 8 of those, okay? So it's 8, 7, engage that core. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's go to each side of our leg using our hip. We held it, but let's lift it up and place it down using our hip. And let us do 8 on each side. Ready? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go with the other side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's take ourselves off of the chair if we're comfortable. And again, if there are rollers on the chair, I would just want you to observe and to do this at a time when you're in a stable chair, okay? So I'm going to place my hands on the chair. I'm simply going to take my legs out, and I'm going to go down and up, holding, working my body, my core, my back, my arms, giving me 8 of these dips. Again, we can hold it, or we can just slide off and feel comfortable putting weight on our upper body, okay? So my feet are out, my hands are here, I'm secure. I'm not going to come off the chair until I feel safe, so I'm going to come off the chair, and I'm going to just do 8 dips. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back on that chair. Now let's go with that full body. So again, I'm not using the back of the chair to lean back. I'm on it, and I'm going to use my entire body to lean back. Take those arms out, bring it in, never holding my breath. Take it out and bring it in. My feet off the floor. Take it out and bring it in. I can take my arms up, okay? I can take my arms out. I can take my arms up and make a Y. I can take my arms out and make a T. I'm fully engaging my abdominals, my strength. When I do that, I'm coming in, I'm going out. My arms are up, they're down, and I can even bring them in and take them out. So making a W right there, because we're going to win this thing. How about that? When you do that, that strength, I promise you, it will also give you somewhat of a warming feeling because, again, you're working, you're getting that heart rate up. So, what I want you to understand and get out of this session is like, well, Jerri, what is this about strength in the chair? We're sitting a lot, and I still need you to understand that your strength is important. If you're sitting all day, if you're glued to a situation where you can't get up, I want you to be able to move even in that chair. So I have totally enjoyed this strength with you today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope wherever you are, you take these little nuggets and you make them your own. So let's see, Judy, I hope you were in the background doing that as well.
I most certainly was, and you would be amazed, as you said, Jerri, what 5 minutes can do. When you're sitting in front of a computer, you need to take those breaks. But more importantly, to be able to use this body and use this chair, because I use a straight chair sometimes, just to move. So yes, I did thoroughly enjoy it, and I'm quite sure it would be beneficial to everyone. Jerri, thank you so much again for all of your insight and for moving this body this morning. Thank you so much. So
thank you.
Folks, we have dropped a survey link in the chat box. Please take a moment to let us know what you think about the program. If you have any questions for Jerri, please enter them into the chat session. So if you have any questions, we're here in the chat session waiting on you to drop those. Okay? Okay, so far, I see good morning, of course, from Dorothy. Bia Hawkins is, of course, looking forward to this, and I'm quite sure he has enjoyed it. I see a comment from Amy Ranches. Thanks, Jerri. Enjoyed today's class. Amy, thank you for your comment. Dorothy, I said you were there, but great class. And, you know, this is getting us ready for eating all that turkey and dressing that you're going to have. So while you're sitting at the table, as soon as you finish, you know, you got something you can do while you're waiting or just sitting there, you know, just to tell the family, I'm just getting prepared to accept this food that I'm going to have today. So let me see. Do I have anything else here? Okay. I don't see anything else, Jerri. But let me just again say how fortunate we are to have Jerri with us, and especially as we approach the holiday season, to be able to move all of that delicious food that we'll be consuming. If there are no further questions, I would like for you to know how much we appreciate you joining us, and to tune in Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for the next session of Mindful Movement. Have a happy. Thank you very much again, Jerri, and everyone that's online. Bye-bye.